Hello? Hello there, Saimor. I am Avoz, the Wizard of Oz. Avoz. I'm here because I turned 12,000 years old today. 12,000 years old? Wow. I was wondering if you could throw a party. A party? Sure. Yeah, I can throw you a party. How did you find us, though? How did you find me? Well, you see, I'm here because I saw you on the internet, and I figured you look stupid enough that you could throw me a party. The internet is a good place, I guess. Alright, sure. I'll be back. Saimor presents a Saimor Films original YouTube show. Hello, you lovely people out there. Welcome to Saimores Basement, the only YouTube show filmed in my parents' basement. Today is Avoz's birthday, and I'm gonna go make him a cake, and I just want his birthday to be perfect. And so, yeah, I guess we should probably get started. We also have an interview with my composer, Danny Krastek. That'll be later today in the episode. Oh. Hi, Avoz.
Nothing weird has happened, right?
No, nothing weird has happened.
Okay.
Yeah, I was, just about to go make a cake for you. So I'm gonna go do that.
Well, while you do that, I'm gonna stay here and make sure nothing happens.
Alright, Avoz. Have fun. Hello, everyone. Welcome to
Cooking with Saimor.
That's right, Cooking with Saimor. Today, we are making a cake for Avoz. Now, you're wondering, Saimor, why are you using a box cake? Because I can make it I can make it better than what this says. So, boom. We don't need that. We do need the actual stuff that comes in the box, so I should probably go grab that box. Well, it just so happens that everything's on the counter now, so let's see what we need. So the first thing we're gonna need is 4 eggs. The next thing we're gonna need is your cake mix that came from the box that we're not gonna follow the directions to. Then we're also going to need 8 ounces of coffee. I'm using brown sugar crumble, because why not? We're also going to need some sprinkles for later. Some red food dye for the actual cake, because it's Avoz's birthday, so he is the Crimson Wizard after all. We're also going to need some almond extract to give the chocolate cake extra flavor. And we're going to need 2 cups of butter. So basically, what you're going to do when you make any kind of cake, to make it better, instead of using oil, use butter, but double it. So the recipe originally calls for 1 cup of oil, so we're going to use 2 cups of butter. And that is all you need, my friends. So, let's get everything together, shall we? Alright, so the first thing we're going to have to do is empty out Skelly's friend, because I don't know what he was thinking. I'm gonna have to talk to him later. What we're gonna want to do, take your cake mix, and just pour it right into your mixing bowl. Okay. the next thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna, obviously, that definitely makes sense, is add your eggs. So let us do that. So we're just gonna crack our eggs right into the bowl. And drop a whole shell in there. Because I'm really smart. Lucky for me, I can easily get it out because it was a... So the next thing you're obviously gonna wanna do is wash your hands. Because salmonella is a very big thing here in the kitchen. We're also gonna wanna preheat the oven to 350. So let's let that cook. Or not cook, just let it do its thing. Alright, so the next thing you're gonna wanna add is your butter, in which I just spilled on myself. You may be wondering, Saimor, where's the milk? Well, there is no milk. Pretty crazy. We're actually gonna be using coffee instead. But we're gonna actually put this in the mixer. Bring this down. And put it on a low mix. And we're gonna make 8 ounces of our coffee. We're gonna wanna pour it in there very hot. It'll make the cake a lot more moist. Actually, most of the things that we're doing will make the cake more moist. So let's just hope that that makes it. Okay, perfect. Now we have 8 ounces of hot coffee. Just gonna pour that right in there. Very slowly though. Now you're gonna notice that your cake is gonna be very, very, very wet. That is normal. Now we're just gonna let that mix until fully combined. Now we're also gonna need 2 9-inch cake pans. As you can see here, it's mixed with some parchment paper and some cooking spray. The parchment paper has been cut to fit the whole thing, so it easily comes out. And we have 2 just like that. So we're gonna grab those, yes. Alright, to me, this looks pretty mixed, actually. Very, very liquidy, like I've said before. It's also hot, so we're gonna need a spatula. Spatula. Yes. Just gonna scrape that in there. Now, any good chef will tell you to not do this, but you have to taste it. Tastes very, very good. It tastes like chocolate, but there's extra in there. It's very special. Yes. Alright, so we're then gonna wanna pour into the bowls. Except I'm not gonna use the spatula for this. I'm actually going to use a spoon to evenly get the same amount in both. Okay, and we're just gonna take all the extra scoop it into our cake pans. just like so. Cakes are ready to go in the oven, but I don't think the oven is ready for our cakes. So let me clean a whole bunch of stuff up, and I'll meet you back when we put things in the oven. The oven stopped preheating, that's why. Alright. Okay everyone, I've washed all the dishes, and as soon as I finished, surprisingly, the oven finished preheating. So, now, let's put it into the oven. See, it's a very hot oven, because that's what ovens do. They get hot. So we're just gonna put that right there. And we're gonna put one next to it. And then we're gonna put it in the oven. And how long do I have to cook this for? If I'm not wrong, it's like 15 to 20 minutes.
Alexa, give me a 15-minute timer.
Oh, there we go.
15 minutes, starting now.
We have our 15-minute timer set, so I'll meet you guys back once those are done. Our cakes are done, so let us take them out. They look pretty beautiful if you ask me. They are kind of dome-shaped, but they are pretty good looking, I'll be honest, actually. So, what now? You're probably asking. Well, now we have to let them cool and make some frosting, so, well, why not we do that? Okay, everyone, I'm back. The cakes are done. As you saw before, they were very bubbly, so we just cut off the top to flatten it out a bit. So now it's time to make an American buttercream frosting. So what we're gonna need for that is 2 to 3 tablespoons of half and half, or milk, or heavy cream, whichever works for you, 4 cups of powdered sugar, and a whole stick of butter, 1 cup of butter. Now the butter does not have to be melted, but it does have to be soft, and it just so happens that this has been sitting out and it's already soft. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stick this into the, this is very soft, we're gonna stick this into the mixer, and then we are going to mix the butter and the vanilla extract. That is the only thing we're missing. Where is it? That is peppermint. We do not want to use peppermint. Would like to use vanilla.
There's one that's open. Use the open.
This is an open one. So we're just gonna put a little bit of that in there too. Okay, so now we're gonna mix both together until nice and soft. We're gonna put it on 2. Okay, so now we're gonna add the powdered sugar, half a cup at a time, very, very slowly. You do when you can't actually scoop it, just pour the rest of the bowl in. Just like so. Now that your butter and sugar are combining, you're gonna want to add your milk 1 tablespoon at a time. One. the last thing we're going to want to do is add some red food coloring for Avoz's birthday. It's going to have to do. So, we're going to turn that off. You're going to see it looks very, very beautiful. A really good consistency, frosting consistency. And we're going to just scoop this out. And you do want to do this pretty quickly because it is going to harden up and be harder to ice. What we're going to want to do is we're going to take one cake, stick it on our plate. Our cake is very, very, very cool. So you're going to want to take a good scoop. You're going to want to put it on your cake. Here it is. My trusty offset. You may remember back when I made a, what was it called? A Black Forest cake using box cake mix. I actually used this offset spatula. I know, pretty crazy. So you're gonna go one direction. The whole thing. Just give it that nice, coating. Now, the cake is pretty much done, but we're gonna clean up everything, make it look a lot nicer. Is we're gonna add our sprinkles. Perfect. Now, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna actually clean off the plate by taking a paper towel and just cleaning off the sides. Next thing we have to do is clean up, but I could do that later. It's fine. So that is how you make a cake or something better than whatever the box says. So I'm gonna try it. So let's try it, and then let's head back downstairs and see what's going on. The cake has a very good flavor. The coffee actually gives it like a sweet kind of flavor, and especially the frosting. The frosting is very, very sweet. It's nice and moist. It's not too bad. So once again, like I said, if you want this recipe, head down below. The recipe will be in the link in the description. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna head back downstairs. This has been
Cooking with Saimores.
Alright everyone, the cake is done. Oh, yeah, I didn't even realize you're still here.
You're back. Good.
Yeah, I'm here. Why are you acting so fishy about
Fish? Where?
Avoz, there's not actually a fish, it's an expression. A lot of people use it, even they can tell you. Anyway, I have to finish setting up, so let's go over to Tiger Chapman at KNN News, your casual news network, to see an interview with my composer, Danny Krastek. Hi, I am Tiger Chapman from KNN News, your casual news network, and I am joined with...
Hi, I'm Danny, and I do the music for the show sometimes, most of the time, pretty much all the time, and that's my job.
So how does it feel to be on such a news network as this?
It's KNN is, obviously I've heard so much about it, and I've seen so much of it, and it's really an honor to have been invited onto this wonderful news network. That would be WNN, this casual news network, I should say.
Yes, yes, yes. So what was your first thought when Zaymore told you or asked you if you could make some songs for him?
Well, I was like, hey, that sounds pretty cool. Um, what kind of stuff do you want? And he basically told me what kind of themes and stuff he would want, and I did it, and then that was pretty much it. And then, every once in a while he's like, hey, can you make something up for, you might be doing a segment on, you know, I don't know specifically what, but he reaches out and he asks like, hey, can you know, make something for this?
So let's see. Uh, why did you start making music in general? Why did you?
That's a very good question. So I have been interested in music and music performing and stuff since for many years. I did started off in musical theater and stuff like that. So obviously I've had that kind of experience. But then, I've more recently I've been learning how to play multiple instruments and stuff like that. Um, and then, I just like to fiddle around with stuff that works. I think I have a pretty good ear for music, and I think that I'm okay at what I do.
What instrument is your favorite that you play? And what are all the instruments that you play?
Yeah, so my favorite is guitar because that's the one that I'm best at. But I'm really the kind of person who, if you give me an instrument and you give me enough time, I will figure out how to play it. Like I've played, like obvious ones like I've played piano before. I've played drums, played bass, stuff like that. But I've also played an accordion before. So a recorder, stuff like that, harmonica, things that are a little bit, little stranger, I guess, compared to more traditional stuff.
So if I give you some bongos, what would you be able to play?
I'd come up with something. I would definitely be
Okay,
able to come up with something if you gave me some bongos.
that would yeah, you should play something with bongos. I think that would be interesting.
Hmm. Hmm.
My
Maybe there'll
Tiger
be something
Chapman and
with
my
bongos coming up.
mustache. Yes, that would be awesome to see that. So you have a YouTube channel. So what made you start that and what do you do on the channel?
That is a very good question. So first, my first thing I kind of posted sort of as a joke, to be honest with you, and then I was like, hey, this is kind of fun. In answer to your second part of your question, I don't really know if I have a specific type of thing that I do on there. Like if you look at the stuff that I have reviews of things, I have stupid memes, I have some music stuff on there. It's just a whole mishmash of just random stuff that I put on there. It's basically whatever I feel like posting, I do. Whatever I feel like talking about, I will release onto the world.
So what is one of your favorite videos that you've made?
My favorite, that's a very good question. Favorite videos that I've made. Um, I like the one video I made back in what was it, September, I think, where it was basically a comedic interpretation of the beginning of this hectic school year, what with COVID and everything like that. I basically was kind of, making light of the you know circumstances, I guess you could say. Not even really making light of it, but basically, you know, sort of a over dramatic interpretation of how crazy things have been with schools this year and stuff like that, and having to adjust to online learning and stuff like that. That was probably my favorite thing that I've done.
So quickly back to music and
Mhm.
this show. What is one of your favorite like pieces of music that you've made for this show?
Yeah, I've really liked pretty much everything that I've made. I know it sounds like I'm bragging a little bit, but I think the theme song is pretty cool, and I think the animation that goes with it is pretty cool. I liked the scary theme, I guess, from what was it, like an episode or two ago. I thought that was
Yeah.
that was pretty good. Obviously the KNN theme song is pretty great. And there are, I think, a couple other ones that I think I have made that have not yet been released onto the world. So, there's a whole bunch of things that
Yes.
exist, in lack of a better word.
So what I'm dying to know is how
Yeah.
did you and Zaymar meet?
Yeah, that is a very, very good question, Tiger. So it was God, only almost 2 years ago. That's ridiculous. It was during the summer of, I want to say 2019. It must have been 2019 because last summer was all screwed up and everything. So yeah, the summer of 2019, and we were both doing a show, which was Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and we were both cast members in that, and we met there, and we just kind of clicked, and yeah, it was pretty great. We've kept in touch since then, obviously, because I'm here on the show, and I produce the soundtrack and stuff like that, and yeah, it's pretty great.
So there is one last question that I always ask my
Yes.
interviewees. The life alert. Do you know
The
it? The dance. Can you, if I show you, can you do it? I like to ask everyone on the show.
Perhaps show me, and
Perhaps.
I will.
So it's called the life alert because it looks like someone needs help. It goes like this. Just
all right.
this.
So what, like?
Yeah.
Like that?
Like that. Kind of, yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Am I doing it?
Yeah, you're doing the life alert.
I didn't know it had a name. I've heard of that. I've seen that, but I did not know that it had a name.
Yes, it has a name, and it is the life alert. Yes. I'm Tiger Chapman, signing off. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Happy birthday to you. Okay, Avoz, now you just have to put out the candle.
What if it burns me?
People have been using candles since, before you were born, a long time ago. I, don't think anything will happen.
Okay. Huh. Nothing happened.
I told you nothing would happen, Avoz.
Thank you, Zaymar, for a great birthday.
Anyways, before we end this episode of Saimores Basement, let's take a look from our sponsors, Glidey Chairs. Hi, I'm Brock Mandinelli from Glidey Chairs, not that other chair brand. This product is amazing. Let me tell you more. This chair has anything you could ask for. Glide elasticity, and extra firm back support. Call now and get these Glidey chairs for 5 easy payments of $29.99. Call now and get a second one half off.
These chairs may cause back injuries, leg cramps, the eye flu, and belly leakage. Call the emergency chair hotline if you have any of these problems.
Well, everyone, sadly, that's the end of today's episode of Saimores Basement, filled with baking and birthdays and Crimson Wizards for some reason. No offense, Avoz. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!
It seems like that foolish Crimson Wizard is catching on.